Okay, we're back. Sorry. My internet is being a bitch right now. Um, but anyways, maybe I don't know if you remember where you left off there, Rob. But
No, pretty much what I was saying. We were talking about the idea that the our legislature, for I don't know if they should just always do like remote stuff like this,
mhm.
just because just because of like what we just had, like there are technical difficulties. I think
Mm,
it's better for them to actually do show up in person to the Senate or the House of Representatives and deliberate, and then hike it on back to um, their area because, like I said, there's always like some like misunderstandings or whatever, and sometimes it also helps to be able to have everyone there
mhm.
because then you can talk with your fellow congressman or maybe do something. You can actually converse and be there in person with them and figure things
Mm.
out. I think that's always
Well,
better.
yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe I think I see your point on that. Um, and what is it? I mean, because of like the technology to travel has gotten so much better. That that doing the in-person thing really it shouldn't be a factor anymore.
I mean, that's true too. It's not like it takes them a week to get over to from like California to DC anymore. It takes like a
Well,
couple of
yeah. Well, I think it took like well, at least in covered wagon, I think it was at least a couple of months.
well, but
But yeah,
with
but
the
to your
making of
point,
the transcontinental railroad stuff like that, there
hmm,
was about like they cut it down by quite a bit.
right? Yeah, but now, yeah, we have like planes, and from a trip to from LA to New York is about 4
8 hours
hours at the most. Four
less.
hours at the most.
Yeah.
And that's not
So
including layovers.
yeah, and yeah, I like I said, I think it's good to still meet in person because having personal conversations that aren't necessarily on the floor of the Senate or the House of Representatives, I think is
Mm,
still a good thing to be able to do.
hmm.
Um, and but the fact that like none of these people should have apartments or live in DC, there's no reason for them to be living there.
Mm.
AOC should not have an apartment in DC for any reason.
Right, with her scary what is it, disposal.
Oh, and what the hell is this disposal? What, I've never seen one of these. Oh my god! It's like, shut up. Yes, you have.
I know,
You're such a liar.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. What is it? AOC. She grew up in the suburbs. She knows what a fucking
Yeah,
disposal is.
yeah. Anyways, that I mean, that's one thing. Like you brought up the point of like should they be required to pass like a certain amount of laws? I don't think that's a good idea just because then they're just gonna pass stupid laws just to meet the quota.
Right, right, right,
Uh,
right.
but I think it's like we need to get rid of these stupid like omnibus packages, like where uh, you know they should not be 5,000 pages long. It should be where you and me, because we're the people are supposed to have access to this stuff. If they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be passing a bill, you and I should have
Mm-hmm.
access to it. We should be able to read it within like a couple of hours, not have like a whole team of lawyers that are working 24/7 for like a week trying to figure out like where the loopholes are and like what's
Yeah.
actually saying.
Or what is the significance of having "of" in this particular line of the bill? And it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, you're gonna have to pass it to figure out what it says. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
No. we should be able to know what's in it before it's passed, and yeah, it's just and obviously we are voting these people in to legislate. We're trusting their judgment on stuff. Obviously they're passing the laws that are supposed to make our lives better, not their lives better. And yeah, we need to get away from like these 5,000-page bills that have nothing to do with whatever the actual title of the bill is. Like was it this past stimulus bill like that, or there's the stimulus bill that had was giving all these money.
Come on, bring it back, bring it back.
Okay, are we still?
Yeah. Oh God, stupid fucking bitch, internet. But yeah, you were saying.
But what I was saying is like that, the infrastructure bill that was being negotiated, like 5% of that like went to actual infrastructure, like fixing roads and shit.
Right.
The rest of it is just going to programs that don't have anything to do with infrastructure.
Yeah, or wasn't some politician getting a statue or something of themselves?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we need to cut that shit out too.
Yeah, cut out the pork.
That has been allowed to go on for way too long. We need to stop sending money off to countries that hate us. We need to stop funding dump that have.
Are you kidding me? Come on, baby, come back to me.
I don't know if when it cuts out, do you still hear me, or does it?
No,
I
completely don't hear anything you just said.
What I was saying is I'm not even talking about the abortion issue, but the fact that the government gives $500 million a year to Planned Parenthood. Like, why? Aren't they?
Right. I mean, I can understand. Like the farming subsidies, because that's something that we all need. Food is what we all need.
Right.
But
the fact that this company can't stand on its own 2 feet, that seems a little ridiculous to me. Why?
Absolutely.
Why are we giving them $1 million a year? It doesn't make any sense.
Not in the least.
But I heard it also said that I forgot who was talking about this, but about kind of just getting rid of the Federal Reserve and finding.
Well, yeah, because that's not even a government body. They just stuck federal in front of reserve, and it's like, oh yeah, we're part of the federal government, but even though we're not.
Yeah, that's something that should be looked at as well, and kind of decentral. The government should not have control of the currency.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But again, the government doesn't even have control of the currency because again, the Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government. They just stuck federal in front of